Well, I don't know how he does it, but he's done it again. Hey guys, so Victoria and Abdul is a movie set in the late 19th century in England, and if you watched any movie set in that better known as Victorian era, you know that those movies have a certain style of music in it, and the acclaimed composer Thomas Newman also takes that approach for this movie, but to a smaller degree, because this movie is not a period piece, but rather a relationship story between the upper and the lower class. So Thomas Newman made the right decision when he first and foremost creates a traditional orchestral score with heavy use of wind instruments, strings and piano to emphasize the story, and then he uses some traditional English style music and instruments to emphasize the era in which the story is set. And that worked out more than perfect for the movie, the story and the score itself, because that combination gave the score a nice ageless feel, but you still know where you are set in history, which is exactly what you should get from this movie and what the movie needs. Now, apart from all those mentioned things, this is a beautiful and brilliant score with very little flaws, if any. The best part for me is that it has range from very deep emotional music to fun and playful music, and everything in between that is also beautiful. The album itself is very easy and enjoyable to listen. It lasts 46 minutes and it is divided in 32 mostly very short tracks, which is nice because it makes the album flow better and the listening time really flies by. So I can easily recommend listening to the whole album and not just some tracks. Now, as we come closer and closer to that time of the year when we talk about awards consideration, in my opinion, the music for Victoria and Abdul has a great chance of being nominated for the Oscar in the Best Original Score category. And Thomas Newman is no stranger in that category because he is actually the most nominated living composer who has never won an Oscar. He has 13 nominations in the Best Original Score category and 1 in the Best Original Song category, which makes it a total of 14 nominations. I personally would really love him to win an Academy Award because Thomas Newman is one of the most complete composers working today, and all of his work is absolutely amazing, and he just doesn't compose average or bad music for films, which really tells you a lot. So I absolutely think Victoria and Abdul should be nominated. Now, will it break his record and finally win him an Oscar? Well, it's still early, so it's hard to tell, but based on last year's, I would say no. And that makes me sad, but I just think that for a win it lacks from something extraordinary or special that was separated from other scores. It kinda reminds me to the Theory of Everything soundtrack from Johan Johansson, which I really love, and it was nominated for the Best Original Score in 2014. But the Grand Budapest Hotel was just better and more original that year, so I think the score for Victoria and Abdul will be in a similar position this year. But I will by no means be disappointed if it wins, because the quality of the soundtrack is top notch and Thomas Newman certainly deserves it. So to conclude with all, the score for Victoria and Abdul is a beautiful emotional soundtrack that perfectly captures the story, the characters and the era in which the movie is set. It is yet another excellent soundtrack from Thomas Newman, which will probably get him an Oscar nomination, so I'm gonna give it 87 out of 100. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, if you love movie soundtracks or movies in general, feel free to subscribe because this is the channel for you. So subscribe, click the thumbs up button if you like this particular video, and comment what is your favorite Thomas Newman score, and do you think that Victoria and Abdul has a chance to win him his first Oscar glory? Tell me all about it. Thank you once again, and I'll see you next time.